Hey everyone, I'm Cookie. In today's video, we are going to talk about clean code and especially about how to choose good names for things in our code. Oh, sorry about that. My phone's ringing. Give me a sec. Hello? Oh, hey, hello. How are you, man? Wait, you're sick? Oh, that sucks. Hope you get better soon. Your project deadline is coming up? Yeah, no worries. Send it to me and I finish it for you. Alright, I got you. Don't worry about it. Okay, take care of yourself. See you later, bye. Well, looks like we just got ourselves a real code sample to review. Perfect, two birds with one stone. Alright, let's jump in and see how clean Leo's code actually is. Alright, so Leo's project is a store app, and he's asked me to add a new feature to it. Basically, for users who apply a free shipping discount code, we shouldn't include the shipping cost in their total. Okay, first thing first, let's run the program and see what it does. Looks like the total cost for 3 orders is printed out. Alright, now let's take a look at the code itself and see what's going on under the hood. Wait, what are these names? Class A? A method called C? What the? There's no way anyone can tell what these 3 lines are doing just by looking at them. I guess we'll have to dig into the implementation to figure it out. So I'm holding Control and clicking on the class name. Oh no, nothing here has meaningful names either. I'm pretty sure even Leo himself wouldn't be able to tell what each variable does if he look at this code right now. Alright, looks like I have no choice. Let's read through it and try to understand what's happening. Okay, now I get it. This method and class are calculating the final total price of the shopping cart. First, it sums up the prices of all the products inside the cart. Then it checks if the total is over $50, it doesn't add the shipping fee. But if it's less than 50, it adds $10 for shipping. Now that I understand how this works, I can add my new feature. But before that, let's do the Boy Scout rule. As the first rule of clean code says, leave the campground cleaner than you found it. So, since we now know what this class actually does, let's start by renaming it to something that instantly tells us its purpose, without even opening up. Alright, so the first step in cleaning this code is renaming the class. Class names should usually be nouns, because a class represents something that performs a responsibility in our system. And ideally, just by reading the name, we should immediately understand what that class is supposed to do. Generic names like manager or controller on their own usually aren't very intention revealing. Since we figured out that this class is responsible for calculating the final price of the shopping cart, let's give it a clearer name. How about Shop Cart Final Price Calculator? Now, even without opening the file, we can already guess what this class does. Oh, by the way, this style of writing names is called PascalCase, sometimes also referred to as lowerCamelCase. In most programming languages, naming follows certain conventions. These conventions help teams keep their code consistent and easier to read. Typically, we use PascalCase for naming things like classes, interfaces, and enums. Alright, now it's time to rename the method. Method names should usually be verbs, because methods are the ones doing the work inside the class. For this one, I think calculate final price is a solid name. As you can see, it starts with a verb and it clearly tells us exactly what the method does. By the way, method names also follow the Pascal convention. In future videos, we'll talk more about how to write a clean and well-designed method. Now, let's rename the argument of this method as well. Instead of calling it x, let's rename it to prices so anyone reading the code knows what kind of data this variable is holding. For private variable names, we usually use lowerCamelCase. The difference compared to PascalCase is that the first letter of the first word is lowercase. And in case you are wondering how I'm doing these renames, in Writer, you can press Shift plus F6 to rename any symbol safely. We'll go ahead and rename the rest of the variables the same way. Also, to avoid unnecessary repetition in variable names, I'm using the plus equals operator here. And now that the method name itself clearly explains what it does, there is no need for extra comments. Comments that don't add value usually just end up cluttering the code. We'll talk much more about comments and when to use them in a separate video. Alright, next up, magic numbers. So what exactly are magic numbers? Magic numbers are hard-coded numeric values that appear in the code without any clear explanation of what they represent. For example, in this method, the numbers 50 and 10 are considered magic numbers, because just by looking at them, we have no idea what those specific values exist in the code. In future videos, we'll talk more about why magic numbers are considered bad practice and the problems they can cause. One of the best ways to clean this up is by replacing them with constants. So let's start with the value 50. We need a name that clearly explains what this number represents. I think free shipping price threshold is a good choice. It's very clear and descriptive. And yes, for constants, we usually follow all caps with underscores naming style. Now that the name explains the purpose, we can safely remove the extra comment. Next, the number 10, which represents the shipping cost. A good name for that would be, of course, shipping cost. We'll convert that into a constant as well, so there are no magic numbers left inside the method. Alright, now we don't have any confusing names left in the code. If you compare this with the original version, you can see how much more readable and understandable the code has become. Even when we look at it from outside the implementation, we can still get a pretty good idea of what this class and method are doing. When naming is done properly, code can almost be read like a short story. A shop cart final price calculator will calculate final price for these products with the given prices. Now it's time to add the new feature. It's done. It's practice time. On the screen right now, it's a C# method. Its job is simple. It calculates an employee's weekly pay based on the hours they worked and their hourly rate. it calculates regular pay and adds overtime if they work more than 40 hours. Here's your mission. I want you to pause the video right now, take this dirty code, apply the exact naming rules and clean code practice we just learned today, and rewrite it. Replace the magic numbers with constants, give the variables meaningful names, and make this math read like plain English. Once you have your clean version, paste your C# code down the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you write better code, hit that like button, subscribe for more developer tips, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!